Christy. Y'all introduce yourselves.
I'm Alicia. I'm the sales rep here. Hi.
Sales rep.
I'm Stacy, I'm the closer.
Closer. And I'm Caitlin. I'm the processor.
Processor.
Woo!
All right, so we have a few questions for them today. They're going to answer for us. It's going to be amazing. Kick it off, Christy.
All right. So these are just some normal questions that are asked of us when someone goes under contract. So we thought who best to answer title questions than the title company.
That is a fantastic idea.
So typically one of the first questions that asked of us is, what is title search?
What is a title search? Title. What is title
What is
insurance,
title, really?
frankly?
Yeah.
I mean, I bought and sold 3 homes before I started working here, and frankly, I had no idea what all this was. Title company, title insurance, until now when I work here. So it really protects the buyer from any financial loss related to defects on the property, right, ladies?
Yes.
And this could be, so to answer your question, Christy, with the title search, it's gonna bring up anything that's out there on the property right now, like an existing mortgage, taxes they have to pay, any claims that are out there against the property, code enforcement issues or stuff like that. So these two fine ladies, because y'all know I'm just a smile waver,
Oh my
they get to clear all that stuff up, and so they have to make the title look super pretty on the property so they can get the buyer and seller to the closing table, so that the buyer can have the property free and clear.
Okay, so it just kind of protects the buyer from purchasing a home that might have some existing problems
You
with
got
the
it.
So
title.
what kind
For
of
sure.
problems could have, like, what is a ugly title? Like, you said making it pretty, so what kind of issues do you often come across that you've got to clear up?
There could be numerous judgments, liens, and these are court recorded documents that come through. Code enforcements for violations on the property, tax liens, that's another big
Oh,
one.
Yeah.
Existing mortgages that were never satisfied, so it
Okay.
could be a numerous things.
So who chooses the title company?
In Indian River, it's customary for the seller to choose the title company because they pay for the title insurance.
Okay, and is that common, so it's not a state thing, it's just a county thing?
Yes.
Okay.
There's only a few counties.
There's like 3 or 4 counties where the buyer pays title insurance. It's Martin, Miami-Dade, Broward, and I think Manatee might be the other one. But it's precedent. That's the way it's always been. I never knew why that was the way, but I guess once it's set in stone and people start doing it that way, they kind of stick with it. But if the buyer ever wanted to pay for title insurance here in Indian River County, they're welcome to
Bring
pay.
out the checkbook.
And then in that event, they would get to pick the title company.
So that's why, that's good, yeah. what
So
Christy was
whoever
gonna say.
pays is who picks.
That's
Yes,
correct.
Okay.
you got it. You got it.
Okay, good. Another question that's often asked is, who should attend the closing?
Anyone who is signing, and if it is a seller's homestead property, then their spouse will need to sign even if they're not on the deed.
Okay.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
And what about if you're the buyer and you're, like, let's say I am the one who's on the loan, does my husband need to come to closing since he's not on the loan for a purchase?
He will still need to sign the mortgage, so he's acknowledging there is a mortgage out there on the property.
Okay, and then can I have title with or without him on it and it's just me?
Yes.
And what are the different title options as a buyer?
How to vest it?
Sure.
You can do husband and wife, single, joint tenants with rights of survivorship,
Tenants in common,
tenants in common.
tenants in entirety. And it just depends on if they're husband and wife, as to which way you go with it.
So if someone has a question, because
That
I do this business, not title, but real estate, and that still is a little bit confusing to me. So if
Yeah.
someone has a question, like, how do I want it? Are they able to call you guys and ask, what
Yes.
best is, how to fill this out?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good to know.
Don't call me, I'm just the sales rep.
Famous last words.
I guess we kind of asked the other question in mixed with this question, but so who pays for title insurance? So you said the seller does in this county.
Is there any additional typically title insurance that you'll see on a closing doc, like for the lender, and who pays for that?
For a loan policy, if there is a loan involved, then the buyer pays for that loan policy.
Okay, so there is a difference between like a lender policy and an owner's policy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that just protects the lender.
Yes.
Yep.
It's a shame that you can't just have that other one protect both.
Both.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Because you're basically paying, well, here the seller got to pick the title company. They pay for the buyer's policy, but the buyer, if they're getting a loan,
Has
then
to
in
pay
turn
too.
has to pay again for the
Loan
The loan
policy.
for the loan
yes.
policy. But if
Yeah.
it's cash, you don't have that
No.
expense.
Correct, correct, that is true. It's so exciting, title insurance.
Well, it's necessary,
It is
so.
necessary, it is, and it gives people peace of mind, and the whole process, what you guys do and what we do, is super stressful, and the lenders too, and it takes a lot of moving parts, so just whatever title company you're using, hopefully it's Majesty, but just be patient with your title people, and, you know, they're always around to answer any questions that you have, for sure.
Great, good. All right, well, I think that's all the questions we have. If our viewers have any other questions, we'll have them comment on the video and get them answered. So thanks for sitting down with us today
You're
and
welcome.
answering some questions.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Christy.
Thank
Cheers to
you.
you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.